Hello everybody, I'm Sammy Hegab and we'll be starting a new episode in learning Java. Now this episode is going to be a bit unique where I'm going to be teaching Java very slowly. It might be too slow for some people, but if you're learning Java for the very first time, then this episode is especially for you. Okay, the first lesson is going to be very simple. We're going to learn what Java is. What is a JVM? Now JVM stands for Java Virtual Machine, and we're going to try to understand what a Java Virtual Machine is, and then we'll be talking about and showing you how to get the JDK and install it. And JDK stands for Java Development Kit. We'll be understanding what that means shortly, as well as getting an IDE. An IDE stands for Integrated Development Environment. Now the integrated development environment that we'll be using in this episode is Eclipse Mars 2. We'll be explaining what IDE very shortly as well. So let's start by understanding what is Java. Java is very much like any language that you might learn. You might learn English, Spanish, Arabic, German. These are all languages that we use amongst ourselves as human beings. Now in programming terms, there are also programming languages. The most common languages are C++, PHP, C#, Objective-C. That all these languages are used to create different sorts of applications. Programming languages have advantages in a specific domain. For example, PHP is commonly used for web development, and it's very easy to learn. Java is also another programming language which is used for developing all sorts of applications, from games, websites, desktop applications and mobile apps. Now what's the advantage of Java over say C or any other language? You write it once and it runs anywhere, which basically means that if I've got a Windows computer and I write a little Java game and I share it with my friends, and one of my friends has got an Apple computer, MacBook Pro, and he wants to play the game, he can automatically run the game. I'll compile it on my computer on a Windows platform and it would run on a Mac OS operating system. So it would run on a Mac. It would run on Linux, if you're familiar with Unix environments or the Linux operating system, such as Ubuntu or CentOS. It would also run on that as well. If I was to write a game in C++ and I take that application or game and pass it on to my friends, and one of my friends got a Linux operating system and he tries to run the application on Linux, it won't work. It would fail. And likewise, if I pass it to my friend who's got an Apple computer, MacBook Pro, it would also not work. So what I'll need to do is I need to develop that or compile that application again under different environments. For example, I need to compile it on a Mac operating system, I need to compile it on Linux, and so on. And also, like I said, if I'm building it on Windows environment, I'll need to compile it in Windows. So I'll have a different application. It's the same application, but it was compiled 3 times. I might have tweaked it a bit, I might have redesigned the UI, the user interface and so on, but I would need to compile it a number of times. In Java, in the case of Java, I would write the application once and it would run anywhere.